Now, the Trade Union Congress of Namibia is demanding for salary increments in the fishing sector, despite the economic challenges the country is currently faced with. Now, for more details on the situation, I'm joined by the President of the Trade Union Congress of Namibia, Paulus Hango. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, good evening.
Thank you so much. Okay, if we can just start off the conversation, maybe perhaps just understanding that, the country is facing a lot of challenges, just like any other place in the world. And some of them are the increase in fuel prices. And obviously the fishing industry uses higher volume of fuel, and owners are obviously struggling to, keep their vessels running. Do you think this is the right time to demand for a salary increase?
Yes, it is very important. As you know, the problem which we are having is that the increasement is not only on the cost of the company operations, but also on the cost of the workers. The way they are living, the food they are buying is becoming very expensive, their transport. They also have got a lot of needs, so it's a balance between the two. It's not like when you are asking for the salary increasement, we are asking or having unrealistic demands. We are trying to have a situation whereby workers are getting a salary which is reasonable in order also to take care of their needs.
So one of the main employers, which is Seaflower, informed NBC that it will be a bit impossible to operate as of next week based on the current circumstances, and both offshore and offshore and onshore activities can be affected, and this may result in the company suspending its operations and sending workers home. What is your take on this?
When it comes to Seaflower, it's a matter of mismanagement. Seaflower is one of the companies which is operating also with Fishco. The governments give these companies a lot of quota compared to any other fishing company, and sometimes they are bailed out by the government. It's a matter of mismanagement. We were having a wage negotiation also with Seaflower. We settled. There was a strike which only lasts for 7 days, but at least we have an agreement to say that the workers have gotten an increasement. What's happening at Seaflower? They have got old vessels, for example. Most of their vessels are in port for years, and they have been kept at non-ports. They are paying a lot of money at non-port. When they get the quota from the government, they're selling the quota, they're distributing that money among themselves on salary and pay some other expenses. There's no excuse for Seaflower to say that they have got financial problems. They were supposed to be a company, one of the best companies in Namibia, because at the end of the day, every year they get their quotas. And sometimes the minister officially give him a lot of wet fish quota, and then they convert it to the freeze quota. And after they convert to the freeze quota, they sell it to the industry to get money. And that money normally they are just distributing among themselves. The people who are in charge of that company don't have experience, starting with the board. And there's also a lot of infight with social partners in the company, because we have got Fishco, we have got Sea Corp, which is a Spanish more company. We have got a Seaflower. It's a mismanagement, and we have requested even to have the audience with the Minister of Fisheries and also the Minister of Labor to try to look into the situation of Seaflower. People are now trying to hide behind the fuel price, but in reality, even in the past, the workers at Seaflower, sometimes they work 3 days in a week, 2 days at home. For years, it's always like that, and the management always try to blame one another. They blame the various management for the agreement which they have and the manner in which they were running the company. You put some new people who never been even in the fishing industry before, they'll just be employed there. It's a mismanagement as far as we are concerned.
Now, going back to Seaflower and its situation that it's currently facing, from a union's perspective, can you still demand for wage increase while the company is threatening foreclosure?
With Seaflower, we already concluded the wage agreement. There's no demand on the table. Now we have already signed a salary increasement. So that for Seaflower, it's over. We finalized the wage agreement already.
And what's
it's
next?
only a matter of implementing that agreement as we have signed it, and to ensure that the company is operational. And if the people cannot work, they must resign. Some people must take over. Because I know there's a lot of people who are in the management of Seaflower, Fishco, who are just there to receive the sitting allowances when they are coming to the meeting, but in the reality, they not bring anything on the table for the company to grow.
Now, should you rather not look at securing jobs instead of demanding for wage increase?
Yeah, when we talk about the workers who are working in the fishing industry, they are not earning a lot of money. Their salaries between 5,000 to 7,000, particularly the land factory workers. And if one asks 5 to 7%, you only talk about $1, $1.20 to $1.50, which is almost nothing. There's nothing really like we are asking unrealistic demands. And we have got some companies which have got higher rate of temporary workers. If you say make 100 workers out of 600 or 700 who are temporary workers, that is not unrealistic demands. What we are asking is realistic, and we have to balance. Because at the end of the day, if we do not ask for the salary increasement, every year the company are giving excuse. There was excuse of coronavirus, COVID-19, and a lot of workers have been working, and because the industry was declared essential services, they have been sacrificed themselves. It's unrealistic for one to say that we must not ask for the salary increasement, because the salary increasement is reasonable for the workers to cater for their needs.
All right. Now, what can government, together with the private sector, do to mitigate this matter?
Yeah, of course, we know each company have got different problems. We approach them through their employers associations and also on individual. They must come up with a business plan. We are prepared to look at that business plan. And we know also that the government is sometimes putting the quotas on public auction, part of the quotas on public auction. One can easily say, okay, fine, maybe for this year, don't try to put a lot of quotas on public auction. Give these quotas to individual companies in order for them to score job and for smooth operations of the company.
Mr. Paulus, thank you so much for giving us all this information.
Okay, thank you very much.